My name is Greg Story. I'm the president of Dale Carnegie Training Japan. I want to talk a little bit today about our high impact presentations course. Now, it's very interesting. The course is really focused on your delivery, particularly of your topic. Most people, though, spend all of their time on the slides, preparing what they're going to say, really detailing the content, and they do no preparation, no rehearsal on how they're actually going to deliver it. That's a real shame, because when they get up there and they want to get the message out, they fail. Because they're not persuasive, they're not attractive, they're not interesting. Delivery is really, really critical. You can have the best quality data, information, statistics, insight in the world, but if you deliver it in a really boring voice, in a monotone like this, speaking for 30 or 40 minutes with a dead wooden face that has got no expression, no passion, no interest, you're going to just kill your audience. And they will tune out. And today, they're all carrying mobile phones. Man, they can escape so quickly. They just get bored, whip out that phone under the desk. Next thing you know, they're on the internet, they're on Facebook, they're on LinkedIn, they're everywhere but with you. So your delivery has to become really, really, really well skilled and particularly well rehearsed. In the high impact presentations training, we really look at the things that enable you to take your content, which I'm sure is going to be perfect because you're an expert in your area, but then take the delivery to such a level that it has impact and it has real persuasion power with the messages that you're trying to get across. So just having, I've got good content, I don't have to be a good presenter, it doesn't matter, people will buy what I'm saying because of the purity and the high quality of what I'm going to be talking about. No, it doesn't work like that. We lose the audience so quickly. So relying on my contact will get me through, or my content I should say will get me through, doesn't work. It particularly doesn't work anymore, as I say, when people got the old handheld escape device right there, ready to leave you. So what can we do about that? What we need to think about is how can we connect in our delivery with our audience? Now, the structure of your presentation is very important. And over these 2 days of our high impact presentations course, 2 instructors, everything videoed, you learn 6 different presentation structures, because that then gives you all the possible structures you'll ever need for any type of presentation. So the structure is there. And then you fill out what you're going to do in that particular talk. But it's how you start, it's how you end, which are particularly important in the presentation part. Because as I said before, people come into the room or they're sitting in the room and their energy levels are low, their distraction level is very high, they're thinking about their work, they're thinking about what's coming up later in the day, they're thinking about lunch, they're thinking about coffee, they're thinking about everything but you. So you've got to grab their attention at the very beginning. And this is one of the things we teach, how to break through all that mental clutter and grab hold of your audience so you've got their attention. So designing the opening and then delivering the opening, very, very critical. And then at the other end, we talk a lot about how we finish it off. Now, there's actually 2 finishes in a presentation. You might think, oh no, it's just one close. No, there's actually 2. There's the first one before the Q&A, and then there's a second one after the Q&A, and we teach both. The second one after the Q&A is very critical because you close, do we have a question? Get questions, and if you just leave it at the last question, well, you've got no control over where that conversation's going, because as we all know, sometimes the audience can ask questions which are completely tangential to the topic, and they take the whole thing a different direction. You don't want to leave them there. You want to leave them with a final, powerful, positive first impression of you. So you have to control that ending, the final ending. After the Q&A, you do like a second close. So getting that last impression, first impression, last impression, very, very important. And this is what we teach in high impact presentations. The other ways we connect with the audience is through our passion, energy. If we're no energy, no enthusiasm, no passion, very flat, very monotone, well, our audience don't feel attracted to what we're saying. They don't feel attracted to us either. They feel it's very boring, and they, as I say, straight onto the phone, they're gone. So we have to come up with some energy and some enthusiasm to get our audience to come with us. The other thing we need to do is use our tools, our eyes. Now, some people, they look at their notes, and by the way, looking at your notes, reading your notes, don't do that. We teach you how to speak without needing to read notes. We teach you how to have good structure without relying on having to look down all the time. So either looking at their notes, or they're looking at, say, some point above the audience, or they might even turn and only talk to one half of the room. You see that often. They completely ignore this half of the room, or they talk to the people in the front row and they leave everybody else out for the rest of the talk. So we need to be really thinking about where we're looking, how we engage the audience as we're talking. And so picking up groups of people, depending on the size of your audience, you can actually break your audience, something like a baseball diamond, if you imagine, sort of inner field, outer field, left field, center field, right field, that type of breakdown. You can pick up pockets of people, and then you can talk to those people in those pockets. So what you're doing there is you're picking one person and speaking directly to that person, and you're looking at that person as you speak to them. So suddenly you're engaging them. But depending on the venue, if you're a certain distance, actually the 20 people sitting around that one person all believe you're looking directly at them. And that's very, very powerful to really get that whole group engaged. I'd say it depends on the audience size. So using the eyes to work the whole room. So everybody is included. You're not excluding anybody. You're not ignoring anybody. You're actually talking to them with your eyes. Now, of course, your facial expression is very, very important. Being animated, showing congruency between what you're saying and how you look. Now, we know that a lot of impression of speakers is based on how they look, that's 55%, and the voice tone, that's about 38%, and the words are 7%. However, this only applies in one situation. Now, you'll see those numbers. Yeah, 55% of presentations are based on how we look. No, not quite true. It's only true when what the speaker is saying and the way they are saying it don't match up. So when those things are not congruent, what happens is the audience gets distracted. Oh, what sort of tie have they got on? What sort of shoes are they wearing? What's their body language doing? Well, listening to that squeaky voice or that deep voice or whatever it might be. All the things that you don't want them worried about, they start to worry about. And the 7%, which is the message, and I said before, people get very tied up in my message. I've got the stats, I've got the data, I've got the information, people are going to love this. 7% of that is getting through when the delivery and the content not matching up. So let's make sure that we've got the facial expression matching. So what does that mean? If it's really good news, then it'd be great to smile. If it's not really good news, then smiling would be inappropriate, and looking concerned, worried, even fearful, that would be a very congruent facial expression to go with that particular content that you're talking about. And other things like body language, so you're showing some energy, some commitment, some passion to your message. A message without passion is very, very hard to get people to come with you. They listen, but they're not moved. There's no emotion involved there. They're just passive listening. Oh yeah, so what? But when you show belief, when you show commitment, when you show that you're all in, then the likelihood is that they're going to become all in as well. So, finally, we need to think about all of those factors through body language, our eyes, our face, our voice, gestures, of course, to pull people in. Rehearse before we present. Make sure that we've got a great opening, we've got nice structure, we've got a great closing and final impression all done. And over these 2 days, the beauty of the high impact presentations course is we're really focused in on that delivery component. So you're getting lots of coaching on that. So your voice tone, you might want to break it down to a whisper for effect. You might really want to be powerful. You might want to be really fast. You might want to slow it down. Those variations are being trained because this may not be something you're used to doing. So we work very hard on those things. We make sure that everything is working for you in terms of structure, got your commitment to what you're doing, and then we get practice and we get the video, we get to see the video later with a second instructor. So you're in the main room getting coached as you're doing it. Stop, feedback, go to the second room. Again, this time you're seeing it on screen, getting the next round of feedback. Oh, that is so useful because you can see now, oh yeah, that didn't fly. I thought that was really powerful, but it didn't. It was a bit of a fizzer. It didn't look powerful at all. Or I can see I'm standing, leaning over all the time. I didn't realize I got one shoulder higher than the other, or I'm not looking at anybody in the audience, or I'm looking at everyone like this all the time with really nervous eye flicker and therefore having absolutely no eye contact or no engagement with anybody. All of these things become very apparent, and because of the soundtrack, you can hear the voice, you can hear what you're doing with it as well. And then the second coach is giving you feedback on those things. You're making notes on all these things to practice for the next presentation that you're going to do. And you do basically 6 formal presentations during those 2 days. And of course, at the end, what do you see? You see the last presentation, and we show you the first presentation. So you can see the break, you can see the gap, you can see the growth over that 2 days. And trust me, this is the reaction of every single person who does high impact presentations. They all say, at the end of the 2 days, they're looking at their final presentation, comparing it to their first presentation. They also, oh my God, this is just so much better. Oh, what was I thinking in the first one? And in the first one, we really encourage people to give us their best ever presentation. So 2 days, 2 instructors, everything videoed, really working on your delivery. Don't think, oh, my content's going to be fantastic. My content quality is everything I need. I don't have to worry about being a competent presenter. I don't have to worry about being a professional presenter. I don't have to worry about being attractive to my audience. I don't worry about having to have influence with my audience. Not true. You need all of those things, and it needs training. This is where high impact presentations comes in. We teach you how to do all those things over those 2 days, and you come out at the end very, very highly skilled and very confident. This is the critical thing. You will have massive confidence at the end of those 2 days. And when you come back to your workplace, your office, everyone's going to say, wow, what happened? You changed. Oh, you're going to look so much more professional, so much more believable, more credible, and you're going to be so happy with the results. So let's make sure we can get you into the high impact presentations course. We also have previews of the course if you'd like to take part in the preview, or just come and do the course. We only take 12 people. It's very, very, very exclusive, very defined, small number of people, high amount of personal coaching. So 12 people, 2 days, 2 instructors, everything videoed, massive amounts of feedback, massive amounts of coaching. This will really help you in your career, because when you are persuasive, when you have influence, people take notice, and those are the sorts of people that they want to promote. Those are the sort of people they want to give responsibility to, and this is how you move up in your career. Or if it's your own company, you're asking people to buy you, buy your company, buy your brand. You are the brand. You better be great as a brand. This is how you become great as a professional and how you become great with your personal brand. Look forward to seeing you in the course. Thank you very much.